Hey guys, how's it going? I just wanted to share with you some quick tips to meal planning. I realized after having some conversations with a few of you that meal planning is still a struggle, and maybe you're just having a hard time getting started. So I thought I'd just share some quick tips that I do. Again, there are lots of ways to meal plan and meal prep. It's totally up to you and really finding what works for you. It took me a long time, especially when I was first, even incorporating healthier foods. It took me a long time to really kind of get a system that works for me. And if you know me, you know that I like to keep it as simple as possible. So just wanted to share a few things that I do that kind of help me along the way. Keep in mind that if you're just starting out on this, I mean like brand new, like maybe you are still eating white breads and that kind of stuff, that you really want to take this kind of with a grain of salt and make small changes to your nutrition that'll eventually just become habit, and then you just continue to add things on. So like for me personally, I started first with eliminating like anything white out of my diet. So I switched white rice to brown rice, maybe added quinoa in place of rice or in addition to, and just kind of started from there and just started building onto that. So keep in mind it's a process. It's not going to be perfect overnight, and we're not here to be perfect anyway. We're here for that 80-20 lifestyle where you can still enjoy yourselves, enjoy time with family and friends. You can still go out to eat. You can still drink if you want to drink. It's just about finding a little bit better balance and making better choices for a majority of the time, not all the time. So just some quick tips that I do. The first thing I do, I kind of have myself in a routine where usually by Friday it is like slim pickings in my apartment for food. I can tell that I've kind of gotten to the end of the week and need to go to the grocery store. So usually on Friday night, I don't tend to do much anyway, but I don't tend to do much on Friday nights. So that's probably a good time for me to even just start thinking about what I might want to have for the week and kind of get my grocery list going. So that's a good time when I'm just laying on the couch, maybe scrolling through Pinterest and trying to decide like, hey, what sounds good? Maybe pin a few things. So I kind of look at that point to kind of think about what's coming up for the week ahead. Now, again, I do this on Fridays. Some of you, I'm sure after working a long week and on Friday nights are probably like, I am not even thinking about next week. That's fine. At some point on your weekend, or at some point whenever you do your planning for the week, you just want to think about what you have upcoming. If you know that you have dinner with friends on a Wednesday night, don't worry about dinner that day. Obviously, that's less groceries that you'll need. If you want to, if you know where you're going, you may want to think about what's on the menu. But again, I don't stress that much about it anymore. If I'm going to dinner with friends, I just get what looks good. I make sure that I didn't splurge like all day long, but I eat and drink kind of what I want when I go. So, the other thing that I do, especially groceries are expensive. I also live alone, so I don't like to waste food. Wasting food to me is wasting money. I'm a single person, partly unemployed. I don't know about you, but I don't have money to waste, and I don't like the thought of wasting food. So I tend to be a little bit of a habitual eater, meaning I can eat the same things most of the week. So in order to eliminate some of that stress, when I plan my meals, whatever I'm having for breakfast, I eat the same thing for breakfast all week, and I do the same thing for lunch. So let's say this week for breakfast, I was having egg cups that I made in a muffin pan and yogurt. I just ate that all week for breakfast. For lunch, I made a chicken sausage with potatoes and peppers and onions on the stove. I made that in a skillet. I ate that for lunch, and eating that for lunch all week. So that eliminates the stress of thinking about, 30 plus meals that you need to have throughout the week. Then I just switch up dinner. And for me, like I said, I live alone, so sometimes Monday dinner also becomes Tuesday's dinner. For some people, Monday's dinner might become Tuesday's lunch. I'm very, very picky when it comes to food and reheating food, so I'm not a person that, makes 6 chicken breasts and have those in, pre-cooks those and has those ready in the fridge for the week. If that's something you want to do, cool. For me, I just can't do it. I don't like the way it smells. I don't like the way it tastes. So it doesn't do me any good. So I try to pick something for lunch that I like to have reheated, or that's easy to make. So like a different variety of salads, that kind of stuff. I also do the same for snacks. So if you really think about it, you're probably having like, maybe 5 to 7 meals a day, meals being your snacks as well. So I just kind of think about having like, maybe 3 to 5 options for snacks. Now that could be a couple different varieties of fruit, along with a couple of varieties of veggies, maybe some healthy fats like your nuts and those kinds of things. Right now doing Body Beast, I need lots of protein, so I've had like cottage cheese around, hard-boiled eggs. Think about it like that. You don't need to have a different snack every single day, all day. Again, we're trying to eliminate cost and make sure that we're not wasting food. So, just pick a few snacks that you like to have throughout the week. I know some people, maybe they go grocery shopping on Sunday and by Wednesday they need to go to the store again. You may have to do that. I personally, again, I'm lazy, so I go to the store once a week and, just try to extend out what I have. So when you're thinking about your groceries, like I said, you want to kind of look at recipes, and also take a look at what's in your fridge and in your freezer. Take a look at what's in your cupboards. If you have, rice or quinoa, start thinking about ways that you can use that kind of stuff. Or instead of thinking, just Google it. Google, Pinterest, those are going to be your best friends for coming up with meals. And then make your grocery list based on what you have, based on what you already have in stock at home, and then what you're going to need in order to prep for the week. When we talk about meal prepping and meal planning, there are kind of different levels to meal prepping. Like I said, some people are like, they spend their entire Sunday and do the grocery shopping and the meal prep and the cooking, and they cook for the whole week, and that's how they do it. Me personally, I don't like to do that. Again, my issues with reheated food, as well as I'm lazy. How many times can I say that? I am a quick fix. I like to get things done in, the shortest amount of time possible. So that's kind of why I split up my meal prep. I have like ADD. I can't think about what I want, go to the grocery store, come home and meal prep it all in one day. I don't like to do that. So, like I said, maybe Friday night I kind of plan or think about what I might want to have. Sometime between Friday and Saturday I hit the grocery store, which usually takes me about an hour. And then Sunday morning is, Sundays are my rest day for physical activity. So I usually use Sunday morning to wake up and prep what I need. My prepping is probably a little bit scaled back than what some of these hardcore people do. My meal prep consists of cleaning and washing any fruits and veggies and making sure they're cut up and in containers or in Ziploc bags. I know some people then will put them in individual servings into Ziploc bags. I don't do that. If I have strawberries, I wash, cut them, put them in a container, and then every day when I pack my lunch, I just repack what I need. I pre-cook any recipes that I won't mind having reheated. For example, the egg cups that I talked about that are made in muffin pans took me about 5 minutes to prep those. They take about 15 minutes to cook. I made those on Sunday and also made the chicken sausage stuff that I made for lunch on Sunday. Put it in containers. It's done. That is all of the meal prep that I do. That's it. I know what I'm having. I keep on my refrigerator or in my phone what's for dinner. and make sure that what I have is in the fridge. And when I get up in the morning, if I know that, let's say I'm having chicken fajitas, I make sure that I get a piece of chicken out in the morning before I go to work or whatever. So that's all the meal prep that I do. This does not have to take you hours and hours and hours. I know that it's incredibly overwhelming. When I first started this, and I'm not even talking about when I started with Beachbody. I'm talking about like 6 years ago when I first started dabbling with meal prepping and trying to figure out food and what I was supposed to have. I didn't have groups like this in order to help me get through it. I wasn't in Beachbody. I didn't have a coach. Yes, I worked at a fitness center, but I still was really confused about what I was supposed to be eating, and I really just trial and errored this and errored until I got into a system that works for me. So don't be afraid to try a way, and if it doesn't work, just keep tweaking it until it works for you. Like I said, when I first started doing this like 6 years ago, and my family can vouch for this because I was still living at home, I had no idea what I was doing. I was buying weird things, kind of buying expensive things, and I would spend a long time meal prepping. Like I was trying to figure it all out on Sunday and then spend the day cooking, and at the end of it, I was looking at it like, this is all I have, because again, I still didn't like reheated food, and it wasn't working. So try not to stress about it. I know it's really easy for me to say that. I still kind of get a little weird about meal planning just because I like to try to switch things up a little bit, and I've become like such a habitual eater that I eat all the same things like all the time. It gets a little boring, but there's a lot of really, really good recipes out there. It's just a matter of taking a little time to find some, saving them, and then you just start rotating those through. Okay, so I don't want you guys to stress about meal planning. Kara and I are both here to help you as much as we possibly can and give you tips on, just what works for us. If any of you have any questions or concerns, please, please, please ask. Okay, this group is for you. Any of the groups that we run are for you. Like I said, I didn't have anybody to help me do this years ago. If I would have known 6 years ago what I know now, I could have skipped a whole lot of issues in my life. But, we need that to grow, and I get that. But we are here to help you and make this easier for you and make you feel successful and stress-free about it. So please ask any questions you have. Feel free to message us anytime. If you guys need cell phone numbers, it doesn't even have to be through the app or through Facebook. I'm happy to share my cell phone number with you. You guys can text me. I would say call, but I hate talking on the phone. So text me anytime you need. If you want one-on-one, if you need to meet up with us just to help get you through this, we are here to help you, okay? So you're not alone in this. Rock out the rest of this week. Get your meal plans going. Ask us questions. Everything's going to be A-okay, all right? We'll talk to you guys soon.